Here we are, everyone. Today is the day. We have got coming up very shortly the Flash movie trailer 2 reaction from me. Are you excited? Oh, yes, I am. I've got such a boner to react to this video, this trailer for you, to you, for the very, very first time. Then we're going to read every single reaction from CinemaCon in Las Vegas from the Flash movie. They've seen it. We've had the world premiere. They love it. Are they telling the truth? We'll get into it. We'll also have some details from the first trailer that we can't see, but they saw of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So there's lots to discuss. There's lots to unpackage. Let's go.
I lost my parents. That pain made me who I am. I spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did.
I can't imagine what you've been through. I love you, Mickey. You lost both parents in one day.
I went back in time to save my parents. But instead, I completely broke the universe. If you back and change the past, this world must die. If you change the future, do you know what this symbol stands for? It means hope, right? That will help you find love. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I have to undo what I did. You're smart, man. I guess who we are. I'm meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you. Parachutes. Where's yours?
That is good, I must admit. Yes, that's Flash trailer 2. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Smash the like button if you love me. Subscribe if you're new. Please have your say. And a very warm welcome to a very special edition of Wednesday's DC Universe Daily. Let's go! So what did you make of the Flash movie trailer 2? What did you make of it? Let me know in the comments right now. Either right now while we're talking on this live premiere, or in the comments down below after the premiere. Let me know what you think and I will react to you. I will tell you if I agree with you or disagree with you. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts! That's how the Force works, Michael Keaton and Andres Machete. Not, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's not how the Force works. Sorry, I don't like it. I know in the tone and the timbre of what he's reacting to. I know what he's reacting to. I get it. But if you're going to do that immortal line, the iconic line, do it properly or don't bother. I didn't like that element of it, and I've never liked that element of it, but I had to react to it. Obviously, I knew that bit was coming. It was in the test screening, but I still don't like it. I'm sorry, it's done in totally the wrong way. We are going to get into these reactions from people who have actually seen the movie. Now, Warner Brothers warned everyone that saw the movie at CinemaCon in Las Vegas that it wasn't a completed movie. The VFX wasn't completed. Now, they postponed the movie last year. They claimed and cited VFX delays and queues because of because of the COVID pandemic as the main compelling reason the Flash movie and the other DC movies were also delayed. But still, they're not ready. The VFX isn't ready. This is very concerning. Zack Snyder had a year to, add VFX for a 4-hour movie within the Snyder Cut. He pulled it off. It was stunning. It was ready to go. The trailers, the VFX in the trailers was ready. This is a red flag, if you ask me. Yes, I liked the Flash trailer too. It was great marketing. Ezra Miller, they're showing how great Ezra is in this movie. And Ezra is great in this movie. It doesn't take away what we know he's done or they've done in the real world. But at the end of the day, it is a great performance. There's no question about that. Everyone does great in this movie. Now, David Zaslav has said he's seen this movie 3 times and it's the best superhero movie he's ever seen. Well, David, I'm assuming it's the only superhero movie you've ever seen. When we read these reactions very shortly, you're going to get over-the-top positivity, as you always do. Now, Jeff Snyder is a very famous scooper, a respected scooper, and he basically called all these reactions a bunch of easy lays. Basically, I don't know if Jeff has seen the movie, but he pretty much said that they weren't being honest about their reactions. Now, I warned you about Access Media and early reactions and early access. You can't trust them. They said Justice League was better than BVS. I warned you about this before. The only way you're going to know if this movie is any good or to your liking, if you go to see it on June the 14th and beyond. Now, I know some of you want to boycott the movie. You don't want to make the studio money. But the only way you can be informed about a film is if you go and see it. Other people's opinions, whether they're BS or honest, just don't cut it. It's up to you to make the decision. I believe in the power of the people. The people run consumer-based industries like the entertainment industry. We fuel it. It's a passionate business. It's about our passion because the people making stuff are not as passionate as they used to be. I say to anyone who thinks a movie is just a movie and a TV show is just a TV show and a character is just a character, get the fuck out of my industry and get passionate people who believe in what they're doing. Now, we know as fans that these characters, these films, these TV shows are not real. But there's a lot of lonely people out there who need Doctor Who, need Superman, need The Flash. Without them, they'll probably be nothing. They'll probably end their lives. Do you understand? Entertainment means a hell of a lot to people. So it's not just a film, it's not just a TV show, it's not just a fictional character, it's not just a kids show or a kids franchise. It means a lot more to so many people out there. So never disrespect people by saying, it's just a TV show, it's just a movie. So this movie will be very important. This movie, the build up to this movie, will be keeping a lot of people going. So if they go and see the movie and it's shit and they don't like it, it deflates them. All that excitement they had, this was their whole life, and they go and see a movie and it's crap, they will like to. You can't trust Access Media. David Zaslav saying it's the best superhero movie ever proves to me that David Zaslav cannot be trusted. He's a liar. He stood there at CinemaCon pledging support to theatres. Meanwhile, as I say every day, and I'm going to keep on saying it until they change their minds, which they won't because they're the dumbest studio in Warner Brothers, meanwhile, they're taking Harry Potter away from movie theatres, rebooting one of the most profitable cinematic franchises of all time, rebooting it, erasing it, just so they can have some fake inclusion and representation. So how can you stand there with a straight fucking face, mate, and say you support theatres? It's bullshit. He says we don't believe in straight to streaming unless it's Harry Potter, right? Something else very interesting happened, by the way. They were supposed to announce the rest of the Gods and Monsters slate. James Gunn was there via a video feed because he's busy promoting Guardians 3, and Peter Safran was there. Now, Peter Safran was on the stage, but he didn't reveal the rest of the Gods and Monsters slate. He was supposed to. What went wrong is David Zaslav blames the over-talk about the new universe for the failure of Shazam. I don't expect them to release the rest of that slate until Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has been released. We'll be talking about that film a little bit later on because there have been some details released, details that I already know, but now I'm allowed to tell you because they've released a trailer, not to you, the public, but to the audience at CinemaCon. So as I say, if you're in the Wide Awake Club, if you've rewatched that trailer and paused it, you'll see that Barry Allen actually was in the Battle of Metropolis in Man of Steel, and he's wearing an experimental costume. But you really have to pause it, and the best thing to do is actually go and watch Grace Randolph's shot-by-shot trailer reaction. It's very good. I must admit, say what you want about Grace, but she does do those things justice. So go and check that out if you want a more detailed kind of analysis of the trailer, something we don't do here on Movies TV Mad. We're a little bit different. We like to talk, right? Rather than say, look at this, look at that. But that's something you may want to go and check out. I believe all content creators should do different things. So there's a space for everyone. So it's a very exciting trailer. I love the beginning. I love Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne talking about why he became Batman. He did it to try and bring back his parents. And he goes, as I was going to bring back my parents by fighting crime, he turns to Barry and says, but you did it, which he did by going back in time. But he's broken the multiverse and he has to fix it again. Now, there's an interesting moment when other Barry goes, nobody dies, right? Or something like that. Now, that's a big hint of the villain of the movie. That's all I'm going to say. There's motivation there. What happens with this movie and who the villain is. Now, again, if you're in the Wide Awake Club and you've been listening, we know who the villain of this story is going to be. But if you don't, that's better because you don't get spoiled. Also, with the reactions of this movie and, all of Access Media being able to watch it yesterday in Vegas at CinemaCon, get ready for the leaks. Now, these will be leaks that Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery are very happy for you to get. Because people are comparing Top Gun Maverick, being shown early at CinemaCon. And they're saying, you see, well, this is the same thing. They're confident about the movie. Maybe so, maybe not. They're not that confident. Now, Paramount was so confident about Top Gun Maverick, they didn't need to leak it. They didn't have to. You never heard them say, this is the best Tom Cruise movie ever. This is the best Top Gun movie ever. You never heard them saying that. Unlike what we're hearing Zaslav and the echo chamber at Access Media saying. And so you're going to get a lot of leaks, and they want you to get these leaks. You're going to find out a lot of shit about this movie. And the only way you can avoid it is staying off the internet to see the movie. And that simply isn't possible. They leaked the shit out of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. You saw their desperate tactics showing the Wonder Woman cameo. That's the studio. That wasn't scoopers. It wasn't YouTubers. It was WB. Because this is how desperate they are to make money. Did they make money off Shazam! Fury of the Gods? No. It failed. I'm not saying the Flash movie is going to fail. All I'm saying to you is the reviews are going to be very interesting. Everybody knows that movie reactions are often really positive, or let's say they're not very negative. But we'll see what people truly made of this movie. But in terms of the trailer, I liked it. Oh, by the way, no one's mentioned this in their shot by shots, by the way, but you know the voiceover that says, "I can't imagine what you've been through losing both your parents." Now that is Iris West. That is Iris. Yes, she is in this movie, not very much, but she is in this movie. So that's Iris in the voiceover. So I'm looking forward to seeing her again in the movie because she's great. It's very sad that we've got a woman of colour. You know, she's a very, very good actor. Zach chose her well. And again, she was underused. She wasn't used at all in Justice League. At least Zach put her back in his movie. Again, she's not in it very much. That's just the introduction of the character. But if Zach was running things and he did a Flashpoint movie, you know, Iris West would have been front and centre. We already know how he supports females and makes them so awesome. Let's look at Lois, Faora, Gal's Wonder Woman. And so that's a shame that Iris isn't in the movie a lot. So there's nothing really negative to say about the trailer. It's very exciting. It gets me hyped to see the theatrical release of this movie. And I'll be one of the first people there to go and see it. And of course, I'll review it. So let me know what you thought of the trailer. Yes, it's great. It mostly looks great. But, I think, look, there's a lot of hype around this movie. It's very, very interesting. Now, it does seem like Spider-Man No Way Home hype. The difference is with this movie, nobody seems to know a lot of the cameos that are going to be in this movie. Those cameos haven't been leaked yet. I'm very, very surprised about that. I think that's what the audience at CinemaCon were very excited about. Maybe it's not the movie they liked, but the nostalgia. Drum rolls, please. Let's get into these reactions for the Flash movie. You don't know how long it took me to screenshot these on this horrible tablet. I've been waiting for my new phone for weeks, Amazon. Where is it? Oh, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's how you say it. That's how the Force works. Anyway, let's do this. So, the Flash is pretty great, and it makes sense to me now why DC didn't shelve this one. Michael Keaton is chef's kiss. I didn't realise how much I needed Keaton's Batman in my life again. Some really emotional moments here. Sasha Calle is awesome. I want to see more of her. Don't hold your breath. Jeff Conway, I just watched The Flash and it's the most vibrant superhero film I have ever seen. Well, that's bollocks, isn't it? The colours are impeccable and the action is such a thrill. Ezra Miller leads with depth. Michael Keaton is superb as Batman again. Sasha Calle captivates with grace as Supergirl. A brilliant film. Look, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying this is a bad movie. You know, quite the opposite. But I think saying it's the best one ever is actually disgusting. You know, they're saying this is the best one since The Dark Knight. You know, we've all seen the Batman. We've all seen Joker. I mean, personally, I'm a fan of Snyder's movies. Not everyone is a fan. I think it's a little bit disrespectful, knowing what I know about this film. Anyway, I digress and continue. I got to watch an unfinished cut of The Flash. It's an unabashedly comic book movie and a loving homage to DC film history for a film that resets the DCEU. It also does a great job of closing the circle. Michael Keaton's return as Batman is simply perfect. The problem is you're all going to want more of Keaton. Maybe we'll get him, maybe we won't. But as I say, when you hear this reaction, there's a lot of love for the nostalgia. Yeah, there's love for the history of DC. And let me just hint to you, not just in live action, not just on film, not just in television. Wait and see. Just out of The Flash, this is JoeBlow.com. At CinemaCon, believe the hype, folks. Truly one of the greatest superhero movies, Ezra Miller ×2, Sasha Calle and Michael Keaton. It's pretty perfect and one of the best films of this type you could ever hope to see. Now, if we can just, there's a few more to get into, by the way, but if we look at June, June has Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It has a lot of movies. It has a Disney animated movie, which actually I don't think is going to be a big threat to the Flash movie. There's a lot of competition in the month of June. Now, Mario usurped everything that came in its way. Will the Flash movie do that? Will Indiana Jones be the big hit of this month? I don't think so. I don't think that I don't think young people are going to choose Indiana Jones over the Flash. So it's interesting, but there's a lot of competition. These movies could end up all killing each other, or this could be the movie of the month. Could be the movie of the summer. Could be the movie of the year. Could make more than Super Mario Brothers. Who knows? The problem is with DC movies, you never know which way they're going to swing with the public. Depends on the Rotten Tomatoes. I think the Rotten Tomatoes scores are going to be very important, and not the fan ones that the Fandom Menace go on about. Yeah, I believe in fan opinion. But the only one that's going to sell this movie to the mainstream audience, because we're going to go and see it on multiple occasions. If you're a DC fan, let me be clear here. If you're a DC fan, you're going to fucking get wet watching this movie. It's fucking amazing for a DC fan because of the nostalgia, right? That doesn't necessarily make it the best movie ever. We got to get it clear. Anyway, this is Perry Nemiroff, who I like, and this is a really good. I think this is actually a good evaluation of the film. Caught an unfinished cut of The Flash and dug it quite a bit, especially how the narrative challenges Barry to confront who he is, which it does, who he could have become, and how one's influenced by the people in or not in their life. It's a successful mix of heartfelt coming of age. I agree with that. Sean O'Connell, someone I don't trust particularly. Nostalgic, hilarious, with tons of heart and two outstanding performances by Ezra Miller. I honestly can't believe the Flash actually exists. It's magical. It presses every button. I'll see it 1,000 times. No, you won't, but anyway. Eric Goldman, this is another person I don't like. You don't like anyone. It's true. Yeah, The Flash is legit great. It delivers some notably thrilling, fun and creative moments I felt I hadn't seen in a million other superhero movies. It had me smiling from the Warner Brothers logo at the top, and I even dug stuff inspired by movies I wasn't into. He's talking about the Snyderverse. So much for the Snyderverse stuff getting cut, right? Anyway. David Howard, The Flash is massively entertaining, extraordinarily funny, but still has solid emotional stakes. It's one of the better multiverse movies out there. Now, before I finish this is true. It's probably better than Spider-Man No Way Home in terms of the multiversal element and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Basically, I don't feel Marvel have pulled off the multiversal thing. This movie certainly does that, as I claimed from the very beginning. But I can like this film, but I can also mock people who say best movie ever, when David Zaslav says it's the best superhero movie he's ever seen. Some people are calling it the best since Superman 78. I think that's an outrageous claim, but anyway, as I say, it's subjective. Everyone's going to have different experiences with this movie. It is a thirst trap. It is nostalgic. You will have a good time. That's no question. I'm not trying to attack a DC movie. I want to be honest with you. That's the thing. You get honesty here. I know honesty isn't very popular, right? And morality, that's why I'm not very popular, but that's what I'm going to continue to do. I want you to understand how this industry and game works and how access media can't be trusted. Tons of fun surprises, a genuinely superb superhero movie, one of the best in a long time. Very, very satisfying. I have heard some people, I had a few people there, they tell me, that they didn't like the third act. So let's see if that becomes a problem when the movie is reviewed. It'll be interesting. Although, not many liked the first Wonder Woman movie's third act, but it still made a lot of money and people thoroughly enjoyed that movie. So we'll see. And that is that. They're your reactions. They're just some of the reactions going around social media on this movie. So what do you think of those reactions? Do you trust those reactions? Do you like those reactions? Do you believe them? Do you believe, David Zaslav, that this is the best superhero movie ever? I've told you, it's wonderfully nostalgic. You'll come out, your eyes will be watering, they'll be sticky because, like, you would have been very emotional, you've been laughing to bits. You know, just like that bit when Batman jumps out without a parachute. It's hilarious. You know, it is. I have to congratulate Christina Hodson, a writer I don't particularly respect or rate, but she pulled off this movie. If the final cut was even her, right? I don't know. But yeah, it's a well-written film. Now, someone spoke about this film being over-ambitious. I don't know if I read it in there. I don't think I got that screenshot was successful. It's a very ambitious movie. One of the problems with the Flash movie is this. It puts itself in an alternate version of Man of Steel, one of the most beautifully shot visual movies of all time. Certainly one of the most, if not the most stunning, looking movie in terms of VFX, CGI, and cinematography. Man of Steel is stunning. So that, Walter Hamada decided to get Andres Muschietti to shoot it. To shoot and, make a movie in an alternate version of that movie. That was a big challenge. And, there's elements when I see that trailer, like the way the building collapses. It's not the same way it happens in Man of Steel, because obviously it's an alternate version, but it looked a little fake. I didn't like that either. I think it's going to be a problem because it's like comparing, as I say, a classic painting with a 2-year-old drawing that painting and trying to copy it. It's not going to work, is it? But we'll see. Look, I think that the movie is visually inconsistent. I think there's some beautiful, stunning VFX. I mean, let's not forget about the way the Speed Force has been designed. It looks beautiful. That looks amazing. But there's some other VFX that looks really ropey. Now, apparently, the movie's unfinished. So we'll see what happens when the movie's actually finished. So this is a beautiful, emotional experience. And this is not just for Flash fans, this is for DC fans. It's a nostalgia term. And if you love your nostalgia, you're going to love the Flash movie. Is it the best superhero movie ever? No. Is it one of the best superhero movies ever? That's debatable. There are inconsistencies as you go from Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. We will see what you, the fans, make of it. Actually, I found a few more of these reactions, if you're interested. So this is Brandon Davis, BD. He's pretty much a shill. You can't trust him. Damn, the Flash is good. It's super inventive, both visually and in concept. The dynamic of two Barry Allens is crazy. Well done. Emotions hit me intensely hard. Solid surprises. And it got me wanting to watch again and really eager to see how they follow it. Well done. Scott Mans, The Flash is also one of the very best DC movies, a perfect blend of action, heart and humour. So many wow and chill-inducing moments that long-time DC fans will love. Told you, nostalgia. Ezra Miller is superb. I may have already read this. I'm not sure now. Let's just read them again. This is definitely, I forgot it. Yeah, this is a Steve Weintraub, isn't it? The Flash is fantastic. I know Ezra Miller has made a lot of mistakes, but they are so good in this movie. Loved Keaton, the action, humour and emotion. Andy Muschietti has crafted something special. Thumbs way up. WB didn't show the after the credits scenes. Yes, that's very important. There are after credit scenes in this movie. I've been told this. And they're all to do with James Gunn's new DC universe. So, yeah. Matt Ramos, Suits. This is truly one of the best superhero movies ever. Believe the hype. Oh my God, the problem is, I don't trust you. Chrissy Harper, I don't know what to say other than The Flash delivered more than I could have hoped. The acting is beyond great. Keaton delivers everything you want. Supergirl is my new favourite superhero. Actually, I haven't read these ones, have I? I'm genuinely shocked this movie meets and surpasses the hype. I never expected that. Well, what are you going to think of the movie? Let's wait and see. Will you agree with Chris E. Harper? Jermaine Lucia. Yup, The Flash is as good as Ruben. It's Back to the Future meets Spider-Man No Way Home with all the humour and heart of the former and action surprises of the latter. If anything, it might be a tad too ambitious, but it also just incredibly satisfying, heartwarming and fun. Jordan Hoffman, the Flash far more madcap than I expected, really nailed what reading a 5-issue crossover comic book is like. Tons of Ezra Miller being zany and time paradox stuff. Nerds will lose their minds at the ending and beginning and middle comics. Yeah, I told you, it's not just about nostalgia for live action, it's nostalgia within the comics as well. You are not ready. Rob Keys, just watched The Flash at CinemaCon. It has some stuff in it you will not believe, and it showcases much more of Barry Allen's powers. It is indeed one of DC's best, fits nicely as a bridge story between the old and the new DCEU franchises. It's also the funniest DC movie. Although I have complimented the humour, I will say that. Let's see if I've read. All right, so this is it. This is the last one. The Flash is hands down one of the best superhero films of all time. No joke. The Flash is the ultimate movie-going experience, as it has a little bit of everything: action, emotion, heart, humour, and plenty of nostalgia. Ezra Miller is phenomenal as Jewel Barry Allen's. Yeah, I think, look, all the credit that Ezra's getting is absolutely spot on, whether we like him or not. Look, just because they're a great actor, it doesn't mean the alleged actions can be condoned, that their crimes can be condoned. No. But the lad has always been a wonderful actor, and credit where credit is due. But most people who have committed the crimes that they have, will probably be in prison for a very long time, or would definitely lose their jobs at the cake factory, at the builder's merchant. It's not fair. This community protects their talent when they need said talent. Now, after this movie, maybe he'll be thrown to the wolves. We'll just wait and see about that. So finally today, I'm going to go down my list of stuff I jotted down on the WB and DC panel at CinemaCon. Now, I was expecting James Gunn and Peter Safran to announce the rest. They've got another 25 pieces of content to announce for Gods and Monsters, and I explain why that's not going to happen anytime soon. But this is just the stuff I jotted down from what Zaslav said and some of the stuff that was said about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom too. So let's go. So Zaslav said that WB and DC are a separate business. DC going large. Superman, Batman to be the biggest. Basically, he wants them to be the best CBM. He wants them to be huge, epic comic book movies. So according to him, they're going huge with Superman and Batman. We will see. So basically, in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the trailer reveals that Aquaman has a child, okay? Aquaman's child is in this movie. James Wan says, we are going back to Atlantis, but we're also going to visit strange new worlds, and you are going to be stunned at the VFX in this movie. It is fucking stunning. If you like what he did in the first movie, you're gonna love what he did in this movie. Black Manta, I can now officially reveal Black Manta as the main villain in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. My view is on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, it's not a bad movie. Ignore the negativity, but it's a little bit slower in places than the first movie. This, basically, what I told you from what I garnered from the test screening has now been officially confirmed within the synopsis. This is a bro road movie, right? And basically, they need to go to do a thing and to stop Black Manta. And it's going to be a very exciting ride for Aquaman fans and fans of the DCEU. So I'm saying this is going to be a very good movie. Will it make any money? Will any of these upcoming DC movies make any money? So, the headlines today. we've had a second trailer for the Flash movie that looked pretty sick, and I pretty much enjoyed it. Didn't appreciate some of the things. I think I preferred the first trailer to the second trailer. The first trailer got me more hyped. And we finally had Access Media see the actual Flash movie, and we read out all the reactions. Do you believe those reactions? Can you trust them? Let me know. I couldn't trust Access Media as far as I can throw them. My view of the Flash movie: this is a desperate studio trying to convince you that this is a No Way Home, that this is a Force Awakens, that this is the best movie ever. That's what they're trying to convince you of. Is the Flash movie a bad movie? No. It's a really, really good, nostalgic movie. If you're a DC fan, if you've ever picked up a DC comics, a comic, go watch the movie. You're going to have such a great time with it. It's a celebration of the DCEU. It's the 10-year anniversary of Man of Steel and when the DCEU kicked off. It's a great way to end the franchise. That's what it is. It's celebratory if you're a DCEU fan. I'm not so sure what Snyder fans will feel of this movie, but I think yes, it's something to celebrate. It's very nostalgic. It is not the best superhero movie ever, and it's not the best DC CBM, or even if you compare it to the TV shows, ever. One more thing I want to talk about. Stephen Amell has been talking about his future as Oliver Queen and Green Arrow. Now, I'm a very, very big fan of Stephen. Knowing Stephen as well as I do, I love him because he's very honest, he's very protective of the people he works with, and his performance in the Arrow pilot nearly equaled what Christian Bale did in Batman Begins. I know some people may laugh at that, but I think it's very, very reminiscent of that. He did such a great job, and that pulled me in straight away. He has said that I've always said that there could be more for me in Green Arrow and Oliver Queen, because he was asked if he's going to play any part in James Gunn's new universe, and that's how he responded. Would I prefer a new actor playing Oliver Queen? No. Just like a lot of you say there's only one Superman, Henry Cavill is Superman, Stephen Amell is Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow. And I hope he is part of James Gunn's plans. This has been Wednesday's edition of the DC Universe Daily. I may have got so confused at the beginning of the show, I may have said it's Tuesday's edition. I am sorry. It's an exciting time. We had a lot to report, and I think we did it successfully. So please, if you love me, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Please have your say. Smash the notification bell on the top of the screen or wherever they fucking put it these days. Until I see you again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.